I've got to take a tangent here for just 2 seconds. Forgive me, fellas, but this was one of the worst weekends I've ever seen for fan interactions on Twitter and for the way the fans were reacting during the race weekend itself. I heard a loud, audible cheer from the Verstappen pocket of fans when Vettel had put it in the wall. That was disgraceful, in my humble opinion. And I like, the toxicity between the Hamilton fan base and the Vettel fan base is getting way out of hand. Like, it is bad. And don't get me wrong, this was the sort of weekend where it was going to go crazy because of the fluctuation of luck over the course of the weekend. Hamilton obviously having the error in qualifying, and then obviously Seb having the error during the race. And, like, I follow a lot, inevitably, I'm going to get a lot of Hamilton fans on my Twitter who only seem to pipe up when he's under criticism for something. It's always funny how that works. And the Vettel fans who can't help themselves whenever something good happens to him. I know many an example of Vettel fan accounts that go way off the fucking deep end whenever something positive happens to him in a title race, or when something negative happens, it's always somebody else's fault. This is my message to both of your fan bases. Cut the fucking bullshit, please. For the love of God. Do you know how lucky we are that we have 2 of the 5 or 6 best drivers of this generation competing against each other, head to head, both in teams that have won, let them be themselves, like in the case of Lewis Hamilton, like Sebastian, who's followed his dream in following Schumacher's footsteps, in being able to drive his car now going forward and being the face of the brand he always wanted to be when he was a child. You guys don't know how lucky we have it as fans of these 2 drivers. Lewis is probably the best driver of his generation. Sebastian has been underappreciated, in my opinion, for years and years and years, until this year. I think people have only really said, okay, Seb really is that special, because he was a guy that we didn't take seriously because of the Red Bull era. Like, cut the fucking spitefulness, okay? I get it. We want to win. And this is coming from me, the guy that was trying to denounce Sebastian's title chances right from the start this year, and I've fallen into this trap. I really want him to win this world title now. More than anything, because it would just be like the cherry on top of what's been an incredible career. But please, for the love of God, stop attacking the other fan base. God, it's getting ridiculous, man. It's just it's bitter.
It's
everywhere.
It's pretty much becoming football hooliganism, and every Grand Prix Sunday might as well be Derby Day at this point. Like, it's not going to stop until, like, a fan gets physically hurt.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like, as you said, what's it going to take? What's it going to take for this to stop happening? Because the amazing thing is that despite the history those 2 have got, it's amazing that Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel have nothing but the utmost respect to each other. I distinctively remember one of the first people in the paddock to congratulate Lewis when he got back in Mexico after winning last year's title was Sebastian Vettel. And they gave him a hearty hug and said congratulations and well driven. If their fan bases had half that decency, I'd have a much more enjoyable time watching races on Twitter. Because 95% of the time, it's wonderful. It's the 5% that ruin it for fucking everyone on both sides of the fence. And it needs to fucking stop. I've had enough. It is like after the crash and seeing the reaction to it, seeing prominent esports players saying about how priceless that era was, guys that are representing the sport on a higher level now tweet with such vitriol. I'm just sitting there going, was that me 2 years ago? And I look at myself and I go, you know what? I can do fucking better than this. And I openly admit a level of hypocrisy here, because I've been aggressive like that myself on numerous occasions in the past. But after that one, and sometimes it takes something negative like Sebastian putting it in the wall for that to happen. But I looked at that and I was like, was that me? Like, it's like that meme of the guy with the butterfly. It's like, is this F1 Twitter? And it's just like, God, is it really that bad? Yes, it really is that bad. So, guys, do better. Treat each other better. For fuck's sake, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Just treat it like an opportunity to shitpost, like I did when the rain started happening and I started parroting Albert Hammond lyrics.